Good morning. There'll be no watching the sunrise today.
Yeah, I had just ran the morning before down the beach side, but that was not happening this morning.
Good morning. Let me show you what we bought yesterday. This is everything I own in the world. They threw this bag in for free. One of the places we went shopping did. Everything I own in the world. Let's start with the last thing we bought. This is my spray not mineral sunscreen that I'm not excited about, but it had, let's see, I don't recognize most of these ingredients, but they're not zinc. So $30. That thing was $30. Do you recognize any of those ingredients?
Yes, and the things I don't want to use.
Exactly. Okay. Got a bucket hat.
I do like that one a lot.
Let's get some of these tags off here. Oh no. No scissors, dude.
And this is what we're doing in Corfu because it's raining out there, not because we're lame.
Yeah. I bought one bathing suit, which is gorgeous. I would totally have bought this if I was back home. I think this.
Yeah, that looks like you.
You know me. I love big flowers. Just a bikini. Oh no! How am I gonna get some of these tags off? Then I bought what I thought underwear.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
Isn't this cute? It's got shorts. I had forgot to pack a dress anyway, so I'm glad to have this. It's not a dress, but it's close enough.
I think it's called a romper.
Another pack of underwear, because I have none. Romperies. Just a white shirt. Pretty basic to go with a skirt that I bought.
I like it a lot.
This is my favorite thing I bought. I just absolutely love that. Can't wait to try that on.
Have you ever had one skirt like that? Mm-mm. I think it's gonna look really good on you.
A second top. That's
Cute.
to go with a pair of shorts.
I like those.
I've already taken out my long sleeve shirt, but I got a long sleeve white button down linen shirt and a bra. That is it.
Yay! And the bag. It's a cute bag.
Yeah, this bag.
Oh, I'm talking about this bag.
Isn't that pretty?
It is very pretty.
I was so glad they gave me something to put everything in.
I like that. And show me a little bit on the other side.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, there you go.
Oh, and here it is. It's a white linen shirt to keep the sun off me, which I guess I'm not going to need this morning because it's pouring rain. There's no scissors. I got to use this to get my tags off.
In case you missed it in yesterday's vlog, my luggage on our trip had been lost by British Airways and it didn't look like I was going to be getting it back anytime soon. So we had to spend our first day on vacation going shopping for me to replace my clothes and everything I would need to road trip through Greece. This is me using a big hunting knife Marshall came up with to try to cut all the tags off all my new clothes so that I could wear them. I'll put the name on the screen of the Airbnb where we were staying. It's on the island of Corfu, and the lady had this guest book for her tenants to sign, so as you can see, I had to sign the last page for all 4 of us. I can't ever resist the opportunity to sign a guest book.
Make me proud.
Off to the next stop.
This was a rainy Sunday morning, and our plans for the day were to return the car that we had for the couple days we spent on Corfu, and then take a sea ferry across the Ionian Sea to mainland Greece. As you can see, these ferries are huge boats, and they even share this port with some cruise lines. Here you're going to see a guy backing an oil tanker onto the ferry that we took, which was pretty impressive. This is just me giving you a walkthrough to see what our ferry was like. Isn't that water pretty? I love that shade of teal. So this ferry ride was about an hour and a half from Corfu, the island, to mainland Greece in the town of Igoumenitsa. As you can see, they have plenty of seating, and I love the way all of these chairs are built around tables so you can sit with your party and visit. There's a massage chair if you wanted to upcharge and pay for that. Right here in the middle, they had a little snack and drink bar and also some vending machines. Here comes Mary. I think she was on her way to get a coffee at the bar. There was plenty of seating, and we chose to sit up here in the front where we could see out the window. We had 4 chairs grouped around a little table, so it was easy since we were traveling with all of our luggage to have it stored right there. And here is a view out the front of the ship before we took off. The ferry ride lasted about an hour and a half. So to pass time, we pulled out our phones and gave ourselves 5 minutes to write down the top 10 places in the world we were the most excited to travel and visit, just to see which places we all 4 would put down on the list in common. And spoiler alert, I was expecting we would have many places in common, but it turned out Tokyo, Japan was the only place that made all 4 lists. This is where the ferry let us off in Igoumenitsa, Greece. I do hope I'm pronouncing that properly. We now had to find a rental car so we could start our road trip to our next destination. This is the one that we chose, and we nicknamed it Bumpy. We were hungry, so we stepped into a little local restaurant to have lunch. I got pork souvlaki, Michael had chicken souvlaki, and then we also shared some tzatziki sauce. Again, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It was very, very good food. So we had a little road trip ahead of us. We were going from Igoumenitsa to Kalabaka in Meteora. We were headed there to see the mountains and the monasteries. This drive was scheduled to be about 4 hours long, and thankfully Mary was willing to do all of the driving. Michael was sitting up front, so he filmed out of the front window the drive, which was absolutely gorgeous. It was mostly through the mountains, so pretty. We also went through some tunnels and a lot of tolls, so it was a really cool drive, and I'm just going to put here my favorite footage for everyone to enjoy. Meanwhile, this is what it was really sounding like inside the car.
Scraps there. Hello. Real well.
Very gorgeous.
Yes.
Oh man, look at that shit.
These were our first glimpses of the beautiful mountains in Meteora.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's very pretty, but I can't touch it. I have nothing to climb it with.
You can always come back here.
Torturing me. Oh yeah, we can come. I can.
This is us pulling into town. We were staying in Kalabaka. That town is in the region of Trilaka in Thessaly, Greece, but we are referring to it as Meteora because we came here specifically for these rock formations.
Σαν να είναι πως ο χρόνος μανιασμένα μας βουτά.
What do we think?
You'll talk about picturesque.
Wow!
I want to know what's the street that Marsha wanted me to go on. Was it this one?
No, the steep one. Yeah, was it this one?
I don't know.
Maybe
She was like, avoid.
Yeah, I think so because it looks like you come up and then turn and come up again.
That car would have literally gone backwards.
Oh, it totally.
We were all super excited by this Airbnb, and I'm going to put the name of it on the screen. It was my favorite Airbnb of our whole trip.
Oh my God, that would have done me too. You think that's a hallway?
How cute! Tell your mom I'm sorry. I've just been so...
I told her that we were just going to pay for one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. We got the full beds. I thought we had like one double bed and one like that.
This is
amazing!
That's an exaggeration. It's decent.
yeah.
There's 2 bedrooms. Wow. How cute!
Okay.
Oh, someone's in there. Sorry. No, it's okay.
Look at this shit.
Wow! Guys. That's
some big
stunning. Look!
If you want to climb it, I think I see anchors right there. Anchors. Right up there.
I'm gonna come around you. Come around you.
First, you don't see shit.
Wow.
This type of rock here is outside of our pay grade, Mari.
Is it too slick to climb?
I mean, the slopey stuff, sure, but not the vertical stuff.
Slap. Gorgeous little.
Here's a quick walkthrough of the bathroom in this Airbnb. None of us were a big fan of the shower, but other than that, it was perfectly fine. Meteora was by far my favorite place we went on this entire Greece trip. These mountains are so beautiful. They're just so unlike anything I've ever seen before. And this Airbnb really has the views going for it. Highly, highly recommend. Rocky Coast. We drove on into town. This is Kalabaka. Parked the car on the side of the street just to walk around and do a little sightseeing, shopping, and look for something to eat for lunch. More cakes. Man, Greece can really make a cool looking cake. As you can tell, I just could not get over these views and how people in this town can just look up and see these amazing mountains anytime they want. I was so impressed with how cute and how cool this place was. This tavern is where we stopped to have a late lunch or an early dinner, depending on how you want to look at it.
First meal in Meteora. This cute little place called Tavern to Ferry. Sadly, it doesn't honestly well. But look how cute it is. Of course, the views are magnificent. Look at all of the green outside. This is so cute. Yeah, I'm gonna check into the best one. That sounds perfect. Can we sit here? Thanks.
So here's a look through the menu. It was very small, mostly salads, appetizers, and a few meat dishes, and then quite a few options for drinks. I'm going to be completely honest, I cannot remember the name of what I ordered. The waiter recommended it to me and it was really good. I'll show it to you here in a second. But I looked through the menu trying to see which one it was and I can't remember what it was called. I thought the restaurant was really cute. Just walking past on the street, for some reason I was expecting this to be an Italian restaurant, but it was authentic Greek food, absolutely delicious, really cute inside. I just wanted to show off everything.
You want a little bit of pepper in that. And probably a little salt.
Yeah, I love the salt things.
Here. Yeah, thank you, baby.
I enjoy cutie.
This right here was the real star of the meal. They call this cheese salad.
Here. It's cool. I put it to be warm. It's cool, but a little bit salty.
Okay, that is perfect. There's some well done eggplant
It's really good.
and a cheese salad.
Yeah.
too.
Take a bite. This is delicious.
We'll take a bite. Let's take a bite. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Feta there. And the spicy in it. Woo.
We had a plate of tzatziki for the table. Marshall and Mary had a salad, and Julie and I had their version of a steak, which was steak meat, but it was minced and then patted back out like a hamburger. But it was very good.
Wow.
He's a shorty.
Marshall and Mary have recently spent quite a lot of time in Italy, and they have really taken to the Italian habit of having a shot of a digestive after dinner. It was Marshall's idea, so he poured us all a shot of limoncello, and we took it out to the porch to enjoy.
This was great for after dinner, especially since Julie and I didn't have a kombucha.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Limoncello. Greek limoncello, not Italian
bad.
limoncello.
Oh, that's delicious.
For 20%. It's like lemon pledge.
We were all the most excited about sunsets in Meteora because we had heard they're absolutely stunning and unmissable. So Mary drove us out of town. Michael found a route we could take to get to the top of the mountains.
We did have two spots we could go to on this one route. The first one was called Sunset Rock. It was extremely crowded, so we actually drove past it for another half of a mile and found just another spectacular lookout.
Up there.
That's San Nicolas wine.
These grapes are olives. Grapes.
The Orthodox love San Nicolas. They call him the Saint of Miracles.
These mountains in Meteora are so fascinating, and I didn't do my research before we went there, but now I'm thinking I'd like to learn exactly how these mountains were formed, how long they've been here. They have a very interesting history as being utilized by monks to hide from persecution over the last 800 to 1,000 years. So I think I might actually do a separate video entirely just on the mountains at Meteora, because they definitely deserve it. They're absolutely beautiful, such a cool geological landmark. As you can tell, this is a pretty popular activity to watch the sunset over the mountains. So there is plenty of parking, but I would suggest if you're planning on going to try to get there a little bit earlier than you might think you need to, just because there's going to be a lot of other people, if the weather is nice, who also want to watch the sunset. So you may be in a slight bit of competition for the perfect spot to sit and watch. From up here, you can see the monasteries perched atop mountains all around. There used to be a lot more than are still left standing today, but thankfully the ones that are still standing today are in good hands and are being very well taken care of. I will definitely do another video on this later. I think my iPhone takes really good videos, but let me just tell you right now that there is no way my phone could ever do justice to how beautiful this was. You don't feel how surreal and high up in the air that we were. The breeze, the colors, it's just not there in this video. It was so stunning, and I will be glad that I have this memory for the rest of my life, because this is one of the most beautiful things I have ever seen. Marshall had his drone and got some awesome footage circling around the monasteries and of the mountains and the sunset. I'm going to include that at the end of this video after the outro. Full credit does go to my brother, and I will link his Instagram and his YouTube down below, but you will definitely not want to miss that footage.
Julie.
Cork went over there, though.
One?
Cork went all the way over there.
Oh, that is true. The car.
It's weird that it's totally different in nature. I'll get a second.
I'm so glad we didn't pop it down.
No, that's Cork.
Do you see where your phone?
It's right here.
Tell your YouTubers we didn't have left it in.
Oh, don't worry, I'll voice all this over. This will be a little side quest.
Somebody else's trash.
Yeah, did you get someone else's trash?
Yeah.
There, it all evens out.
I wouldn't worry about it. I think Cork will disintegrate, guys.
Okay, so tell me what we got here.
We're not bad people. We left a car that is biodegradable, but we picked up things that are not. We're good humans.
No, we're not. Like 200 meters.
I passed to Marshall.
That was a fantastic story.
Gracias.
A la orden.
Sounds actually quite low end. This might actually be a little better for us. You're yelling here, I didn't see it.
Are you having fun?
I'm having tons of fun. Are you having fun?
Even though you can see how light it still is outside, it was actually getting really late by this point. The sun had fully set and the moon was on its way up. The four of us were really tired from our long day of traveling, and what an exciting evening we had, so we went back to our Airbnb. Michael and I called it an early night because we're not late night people, but Marshall and Mary did go out on the town to explore a little bit. What an amazing end to such an awesome day. This trip has been one of the most incredible experiences of my life. I'm going to put in my outro, and after that will be all of the drone footage that my brother took. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again in the next video.
ανίποτου φόβου. Ταλανίζομαι βουβά. Αναζητώ την υπέρβαση σε γωνιές μυστικές και καλυμμένες. Το χρονοδιάγραμμα στενό επιτάσσει εγρήγορση, δημιουργεί αβεβαιότητα, αποκαλύπτει επιβουλές. Σε σκοτεινές διαδρομές ανύποπτου τρόμου συμπαρασύρωμαι καθολικά κάποιες φορές και αποκαλύπτομαι.